Hello, hello, hello. Turn your volume down. Oh, you're on the stage. Okay. Okay. No, turn your volume down. Is your phone on? One, two. No, see. If you're listening in replay difficulties, please bear with us. It's one, two. Hello, hello, hello. Again. We're trying to work out some technical difficulties, but you are probably listening to this in replay, so don't pay any attention to it. And we'll be with the show in just a moment or two. All will be good, as long as we don't have any more echoes. So, I think it's almost time to start the show, so bear with us in just a second.
Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I am Anthony Cordova. Can you believe it?
I can. So, audience, if you heard any of that, some of you were here. I'm sure Tony was wanting to say, damn it, Jill.
No, I wasn't.
Yes,
no,
you were.
I was not.
That's okay.
I realized that I just realized, because I can hear it in my ear, that I didn't put up part of our set.
Yep.
Part of our set is missing. So
It
if it
is.
sounds like we're in an empty room, that is why. But we'll have to get through. Yes, we will.
We will.
Yeah. So what's going on, Jill? Good to see you.
Good to see you,
Jill
too.
works from home, but she doesn't allow me to speak to her while she's working.
Audience, how would you feel if someone's like, crunch, hey, you want to go do this? Hey, I have something to tell you. When you're trying to edit someone's work?
I'm just trying to help you get through the day so it goes quicker.
No, actually,
Yeah.
it goes longer when you do that because I can't finish what I'm working on.
I'm trying to take your mind off of the frustrations of work. That's what I'm trying to
I don't
do.
always have frustrations of work. Sometimes
Frustrations.
I don't always have frustrations like that.
I bet you do. Mostly, a lot. Sometimes.
I think we should say hi to the audience before you get us both in trouble.
Audience. Hi.
Well, say hi to the actual people. Say hi to Sam and Dave.
Actually, I can see, and
Can
I
you
can
see
see
people
Billy
tonight?
D's.
You can see Billy.
Well, it helps with the emojis, but since they've updated the app, the font is so small, I can barely see it, even with glasses on. And I'm missing Billy D's, You did do a show a few weeks ago, but so and here's something else. I'm going to say this right now. Sometimes I see the graphic, but I don't know it's your show, Billy D's, because I don't see your beautiful face. So please put your beautiful face in your graphic so I won't pass your show by accident. Because I hate passing the show. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that was Billy D's show and I missed it. And now I have to listen and replay.
Maybe
But I
he's
wanted to
like,
be there in person. Oh, guess what? I had coffee. I
can
hardly
you
ever have
tell?
coffee.
Oh
But I
my
was kind of
gosh.
tired, so I made a strong cup of coffee, and I don't drink coffee anymore. I just drink tea. So now that I had some coffee, oh wow, I'm good.
Buckle up, audience. This may be a 2-hour show.
No, it won't. The show will
Oh,
go quicker because I'm talking faster.
no, that's not.
That's how it
That's
works.
not how it
That
works.
is how it
That
works.
is not
Works
how it
that way for
works.
me.
So anyway, we have Billy D's in the audience. We have Dave and Sam. We have Anne, and we have Diane.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So happy that they're all here.
I'm so
This,
happy
this was
too,
great.
but I'm so scared of you right now with your coffee induced. Oh boy.
I think it was
Okay.
espresso.
Oh no, that's even worse.
It was like the
Oh
espresso brand
no.
of coffee, and I made it like twice as strong because I was really kind of sleepy. So,
Oh,
but I'm
you're
not sleepy anymore. It's just kicked in.
clearly. So the
Yeah,
show tonight is actually called My Joy,
your
Your
joy,
Joy.
my joy, your joy. Yeah, cool. What about my joy, your joy?
It was your idea to do this. So I think you should go first.
Well, it's not that it was just my idea.
It was.
We didn't have any shows planned out, and Jill would not let me speak to her while she was at work. So I had to come up with like the next 5 show ideas on my own, which is dangerous.
But they were
But
good.
my joy, your joy.
Yes.
My joy, your joy.
Which to you means
So when I
what?
came up with that, there's a lot of things that Jill and I do together that gives us both joy, but there's some things that I do that gives Jill no joy, and vice versa.
So you
So
fishing, you skydiving,
yes, stuff like
you
that.
bike riding.
Yes, yeah, stuff like
Nope.
that. So, but the question is, if you're in a relationship, do you have to have the same type of joy? Do you have to see joy the same way? And do people experience joy at different levels? So, like one person might be just watching you. Uh,
What?
no, don't knock that over, Jill. Don't. Jill, I won't even
I'm
say.
okay. I'm
I won't
okay.
even. I won't even
Everything's
say.
okay.
But Jill would have knocked that over, and we would have went dark. Everything would have
No,
been
we wouldn't have because we're on your phone.
yeah. So anyway, so like for instance, a person might see you sitting, just reading a book quietly.
I don't read out loud, so yes.
Just reading a
Or
book.
reading what I'm
reading
editing
a
at
book.
work. Someone may see me doing that,
Yeah. So, but
like
you
you.
you would find that, especially if you're just reading for pleasure, you would find that joyous. It would bring
Absolutely.
you a lot of joy. But someone watching you might be like, she could be doing something else. She could be doing something else that's more fun. More fun. She could do something else that could bring you more joy.
Well, I'm
And
always
and
surprised when people tell me that they don't enjoy reading. I always really?
well,
How is that possible?
but Jill, I do read, but I don't typically read for pleasure. So I don't.
But you listen to audiobooks for pleasure.
No,
Well, actually for
actually,
research. I
yes. I'm
stand
I'm usually
corrected.
doing research or trying to learn something. So I read a lot of nonfiction. But it's very rare that I read fiction.
Right.
Very rare.
Right.
And the reason being, whether I actually have the book in my hand and read it, in that case, I'm not really a fast reader at all, at all.
I mean, you have
So
dyslexia, so I'm sure that makes
yes,
it
so
difficult.
when I actually read a book that's in my hand, because I'm not such a fast reader. Um, I want to learn something when I'm doing that, and I'll get bored very quickly with if I'm reading something that's fiction. So
Really?
yes, if it doesn't hold me,
But it doesn't like.
no, I really need a page turner, literally.
Well, fiction can definitely be a page turner.
But if it's not, if the setup
I mean,
of the story takes too long, I'm kind of out. I'm, I'm
well, so
done.
you're probably more likely to read a thriller than historical fiction.
Well, a friend of ours that is an author, a published author, writes historical fiction. Now, his
Which
his writing,
which friend? Give me more hints.
his name is George Weinstein.
Oh, okay. Well, George can write, and George is the executive director of the Atlanta Writers Club,
Yes,
which
and
has
George is a
like more than a
fabulous.
thousand
Yes,
members.
he's a
But
fabulous
George,
writer,
and he does mostly write historical fiction in book length form. But he also is able. He's one of the people that I think is just put on this planet to write because he can write in many different
hmm
genres
hmm
and styles
yeah, yeah. But he's a
and do them all
fantastic
very
writer, and
well.
and but his books are kind of like page turners for me. So
But that's historical fiction.
yeah, but no, well, not always. It
His
depends who the author is.
but I mean his
Yeah,
books
his books,
are
yes.
historical fiction.
Yes, I know, but they're very exciting. They keep you wondering
In
and
fact, he
guessing,
and
and
his wife are up for Georgia Author of the Year in
yes,
different
they are.
categories.
Yes, they are.
I'm glad they're in different categories so they don't have to
They don't have to
compete
compete
against
against each
each
other.
other.
But yeah, but let's get back to
Yes,
joy. What's your joy? My joy.
because you fishing, like I don't understand. I understand that fishing calms you, but I
Mhm.
don't understand why fish if you're just going to throw the fish back in the water after you catch it. That I don't understand that.
I don't always
Every
throw
time
them back.
well, the few times you've
Yeah,
let
but
me
if
come
we're
with
if
you,
we're
that's what you did.
no, even if we're on vacation and I go fishing, at a lake or something, if they have a lake on the property, yeah, I throw it back because I'm not gonna cut it and clean it and eat it on vacation. I'm not
But
I'm
even
not
when
gonna
we
do
live
that.
10 minutes from a lake, and even when you go there, you never bring a fish home.
Well, if it's bass fish, I always throw bass back. It's just for the sport of it. But if it's,
So
catfish or some
you
other
find
kind of
joy in whatever you I'm not even going to pretend I know how
cast,
yeah, that.
casting,
Uh,
and choosing different lures and all of that and trying to figure out what to use to catch a fish and all of that kind of stuff.
so that's
Yeah.
the part that brings you joy.
Yeah, but but sometimes that's what bass fishing. But a lot of times I just go out there to like cat catch catfish or something. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me
So is
what
it
I'm
the act of
catching.
fishing that
Yes.
you okay.
Yeah. So like with bass fishing, you're always busy. You're nonstop casting. Cast,
Okay.
cast, 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 nonstop. Hundreds of times. Cast, 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 cast.
Okay.
But if you're like cat fishing or, fishing for other types of fish, drum, whatever, you just throw it out there and wait.
So see, that's why I didn't understand why like to me the best part of fishing the way you fish is to get in the boat because I love boats and but I like speed
Yeah,
boats.
you like fast.
I like
And
fast boats.
and
And then, get to the spot where you're going. And if you're going to just sit and wait, then I don't see why you were so offended that I got up my book.
because I still have to cast. I still have to cast.
But you know where I'm sitting, so just don't do it by me.
We've had this discussion before. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Well, May has left us a written message.
Hi, May. Hi.
Laughs. My phone cut out and sounded like like ass fishing. I know you meant bass.
Bass fishing.
But not for the
Maybe
second
I was ass
of my
fishing.
audio. Okay, back to the show. Had to laugh.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe I was ass fishing. Yeah, see, if you're just sitting in the boat, sitting in the way of where I'm casting, maybe it would be ass fishing. So who?
But I
who
haven't
knows?
moved. I'm sitting there lost in my book, so I haven't moved.
But you have to watch. You have to watch. You have to watch.
Oh.
And you're taking up the seat of a fishing person.
But I'm the only one with you.
You're
It's not
taking
like
up
you
a
had
seat.
other people with you
You're taking
that I
you're
took their seat away
taking up.
from.
Yes, you're taking up the seat.
Who did you
of
invite that
someone-
didn't get to go?
I don't remember. So, but you're
'Cause you didn't.
you're
'Cause you
taking up the
didn't.
seat of someone that could be fishing. Now, I don't always throw back the fish. If I know we're gonna have a cookout or a fish fry or something like that, I don't throw the fish back. And that's
And
when.
when's the
and
last
that's
time you
when-
had a fish fry? Not
that's
since
when-
I've known you.
That is when I used to have a lot of fish fries.
Again, pre-Jill, pre-Jay.
Because you don't fish. I need a buddy in the boat with me so we can catch twice as
Well,
much
can't
fish.
you do like, when my mom's side of the family has their annual reunion / cookout / fish fry. They have the guy the cousin that lives in Florida bring all he fishes and he brings all the fish with him. So just get people to bring the fish with them. Why are you relying on me for the fish?
We're not talking about that cookout. We're not talking about
We're talking.
that.
You just mentioned a fish fry. You said you don't have fish fries because I don't fish. But why not invite people who do, and they could bring fish too? You seem so confused. I don't know why.
Anyway, let's get back to the topic.
May says this isn't a family show, is it? Oh, by the way, tomorrow is Dave and Sam's wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary! Oh, that's right. May 4th. I remember that. May the 4th be with you. I remember that. I think I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah,
so happy early wedding anniversary.
I'm
Yay.
glad you gave us a reminder, May. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Thank you. All right. We'll have to wish them a happy anniversary.
I just did.
In their show.
Oh, okay. Like I just said that.
In their show, Jill. In their show.
Okay. And Charlie says happy anniversary too. And welcome, Charlie. We haven't said hi to you.
Good to see you.
Yet.
And I tried to catch your show yesterday. I was there. What happened? I don't know what happened.
Things happen.
I don't know what happened. I was there.
Things happen.
I waited for 33 minutes. Where were you? Oh my God. I was sad.
He was doing things. Oh, he's going to tell you. He is coming to the stage.
Okay.
He's going to tell you.
What's going on?
Hi, Charlie.
Hello,
doing?
Charlie.
We're
I'm doing
good.
great. Fantastic.
Yesterday was there was guests coming in late. There were it was a lot of craziness. So with me trying to be a producer like Jill and a host like Tony, I couldn't do all of it.
Oh, it's hard when you're doing it all by yourself. So I understand that. So we're grateful that we have both of us. So
yeah, and I'll tell you and the rest of the audience a secret.
Uh-oh.
we don't have a whole lot of guests on this show.
Yeah,
And you know why?
that's it.
Because it takes a
Listen,
little more to get ready.
Yes, it takes quite a bit more to get ready when you have
yeah,
guests. And if you have two guests, that makes it twice as hard. Unless they're firesiders,
Yeah.
if they're
If they already
familiar
know
with
how to
the
use the
app.
app, then easy peasy. But if they don't, then that takes more from you.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was easy for them. They were in studio, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
they
that's
were
right. You were in
they were in my
studio.
way, and I finally just
That's
said,
funny.
So Charlie, you
That's
should have
funny.
said, "Don't you look what I mean. Look, they should know who you are."
So,
yeah, they,
my joy, your joy. Which one was that for you, Charlie?
well, let's see. I don't know. It just I was just disappointed because anytime I miss something on Fireside or putting something on Fireside, it upsets me because the amount of people we share our shows to, it just gives me a potential of making more friends, but bringing them to the radio station. So I was a little not aggravated, but I quit real easy. I just that yesterday I just said bump it. It's not going on Fireside, and
Right.
but
That's understandable.
yeah. So, anyways, it was a good podcast, and I'm gonna definitely um I'm gonna try to put it on LinkedIn and everything, and do it
Okay.
that way. But anyways, I am here to listen to my two favorite friends, the dynamic duo, and happy
Well, why we
anniversary.
have
I think
While
you're
we have you
thinking of the
here-
same thing I'm thinking of, Jill.
Do you want to say?
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll bring
Okay.
it up. So, Charlie, don't get off the stage because I'm getting ready to
Sure.
put you on the spot. Both of us, actually.
Okay.
So why don't you tell the audience what you and I are doing on
Oh,
June?
that's not what I was gonna
Oh, it
say.
isn't? Then we're going to hit you with a double whammy.
Well, wait. So wait before you ask that
Okay,
question.
okay.
The question I was going to ask you is actually about tonight's show, which is what brings you joy.
Let's see. What brings me joy? Well, family's always first. The and then after that is podcasting. Here at Fireside, being on the radio. That's my joy of throughout the week. To do things like that. But family always. Takes my grandkids a split second to make me smile.
Yeah.
Everyone else in my family. I take strong admiration in making my wife say "really, Charlie" every day. And that's about it. It's but
Well,
that's
speaking
my
of your wife, do the same things bring her joy?
I would say me being selfish and vain, is me. But no, with her, it's the little things, um, keeping a clean house and going to work, going to Walmart and Target and all the different stores, and then just doing the little things. Little things sometimes worth $1 million, to her. So,
Yeah.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly. Okay, now
Yeah.
you can say what you're going to say.
Now, this other thing I'm getting ready to say, I'm hoping that it's beginning to bring you some joy.
Sometimes that can be
you,
work too.
Can you tell the audience what you and I are doing on June 24th?
Well, on June 24th, we are going to take the poetic pulses from myself and Tony and many, many others, and we're going to do a Juneteenth Poetry Slam where we invite our contestants or the contestants that want to be involved, and we bring them to Double P FR, and with Tony hosting it, myself, we're gonna have a good time. There's prizes from first, second, and third, and
I heard a rumor
people.
that those prizes are cash prizes.
Oh, cash is always good. Keep them away from Uncle Sam. You'll keep it away from Uncle Sam and Dave and Sam, unless they want to be
Yeah,
involved.
that's right.
But
So, so yeah, that's I'm really looking forward to that, and we're getting it together. And first prize is $100. Second prize is 50, and third prize is 25.
And no
And
funny money, right? No
no funny
Monopoly
money.
money.
Yeah, it'll probably be in the form of a Visa gift card, probably.
yes,
Yeah. So we're
we
really
we got
looking forward to that. And I haven't talked to you in a while, but
yes.
do we have any entries?
Is there an
I
entry
have
fee?
There is no
yeah.
entry fee. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so you can enter
Um,
free.
So poets who are writing about Juneteenth?
Yes, or
just
something related
something.
to
Yeah.
Juneteenth,
Okay.
or being a person of color in this country.
Okay.
And that is going to air on Poetic People Fighting Racism. So it's a few days after Juneteenth, but that was the
Yes.
best day to do it.
Yes.
So,
Well,
Because
actually, you
June
know what?
19th
Some of
is
the
not a Saturday.
some of the teachers at the school, they actually are calling Juneteenth, and that's what they're kind of reinventing it, and they're actually just celebrating the whole month,
whole month. Oh,
similar to Black History or something. So they and they're not black folks; they're white folks that are just celebrating it and real happy about it, and really bringing the history out to the kids in school. So that was
wonderful.
happy to see, and it's May, so that's real encouraging. So, but
Cool.
I think it's going to be nice. I have a couple of people that really, really. I don't know if you can hear my wife in the background talking on the phone, but
It's
Well,
okay.
probably
I would say we're not, but we are. We can
Yeah,
we can hear
can
her.
hear her, but it's okay.
she's probably talking to her boyfriend. Say, aha, he's on his he's on the podcast. I can talk to him.
Yes.
But I do have a few contestants that they trying to make a decision whether to be a judge or a reader. So,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think our magic number was 15, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
If
it was.
it's
Yeah. Or maybe
if
it
it's
was
shorter
10.
than that,
I
let me know.
don't know. 15, 10. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
All right.
We'll work it out. And
Special
and
eight,
how does a person contact you
Mhm.
to
Really?
enter
That's
into this
translation.
contest?
Tony wants nothing to do with that.
That's all right. I know he's busy, and
He's-
guess what? My phone is in my pocket or in my hand, so if someone emails me, I'm gonna see it right away. So, and my
And-
email
and-
is
And what
go
is
ahead.
that email?
That is really Charlie podcast at gmail.com.
That's easy enough.
That's really
Yeah.
yeah.
So just send me an email. I'll respond real quickly, and just write your name down, and definitely tell everyone the ins and outs and getting them connected to Fireside.
Cool.
Like I believe Tony and we talked about getting them to subscribe to Fireside, or at least get on. It's makes it a
Yeah.
whole lot easier.
But firesiders who are poets can enter too, right?
Yes, it is
Yes,
open to
yes.
everyone.
No, actually,
Everyone doesn't
May
matter.
is trying to tell us.
Well-
May the poet is trying to tell us. Oh Lord, I don't know any poets.
Is that what she's
That's
saying?
what she's trying to say.
well, she
Hey, you're
she
funny.
needs to just get on. I need her to just recite her beautiful work, and just be heard. The best thing about it is that it's being heard on Fireside, and secondly, it goes on YouTube, so there's a recording of it. And the one thing is, I'll capture um, that video on YouTube, and then I'll share it on Spotify and do it like that. So, uh, but
You are the king of sharing content.
I'm
I have to give you your
Yes, you're
props for
very,
that. You're the
very
king of
good.
doing that.
I need to go to your class.
yes, well, all right, we'll do it in 2 days, right? One day,
Yeah, okay.
we'll,
Yeah, we'll
we'll
do
do it.
that. Wink, wink.
We'll
Yeah,
have some food on the grill, a couple of beers or wine, and then the next day when we're a little bit more sane, we can talk about the class. But it's real easy, you know.
All right. Now,
Um,
the reason I brought this up, and not only for a plug for that show and to get more contestants, is because in our case, my joy is your joy.
hmm
Um, we're
Nice.
doing this. We're providing the cash prizes out of our pockets because I believe that poets are under recognized, unappreciated.
So
And
true.
it's very difficult
Writers in
for
general.
yes, yeah,
Yes,
because the reason
absolutely.
for the
You're
writer's
correct.
strike now.
You're
Um,
correct.
but it's hard for a poet to make any money as a poet.
hmm
It's very difficult. I used to enter contests and all, and I won a mug.
Two mugs. It was two
I won
mugs.
two mugs.
Two, one for
I
you, one
won
for
a
Joe.
bottle. I won a bottle opener.
hmm
Okay, I've
Right.
I've won all these little trinkets, but never any cash money. So to give a poet an opportunity to actually make some money for what they do just brings me joy. And it doesn't
Yes.
matter to me that it's coming out of my pocket. It brings
hmm
me joy that they have an opportunity to just make some money for their work.
And that brings
True.
me joy. That is one thing that we
Yeah,
agree on
yeah,
Yes.
is joyful for us
yeah.
is to see
Um.
And it's not like it's
writers
a whole
recognized for
lot
their
of
work.
money, but it's just
But it's something.
recognizing, yes, that we appreciate their work.
I
And I
actually.
think, go ahead,
Um.
Charlie.
I'm sorry. I did
Yeah.
win a ceramic dog. So, but it wasn't money. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah. That is, I wonder which is better, your ceramic dog or my mugs.
let's see.
My mugs were from Turner South. It was from a television network. So and the can opener too, the bottle
Mm,
opener. Yeah, it
Yes.
says
See, I
Turner on
would
it.
those three items I would use quite a bit. The ceramic
And we do
dog
use
is
the mugs.
We
yes.
use the
Yep.
mugs, and I put the can opener. It's the kind that you can screw into something, a wall, or so. I mounted that on my deck. So
Yeah.
when we're having
Okay.
cookouts, people can use it. So I still have
I
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ceramic dog is a dust collector. I call him Dusty.
Call him Dusty.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Well, cool.
all right.
And yeah, thank you for sharing this. And I hope a lot of people come. So
Yeah, I hope so. And
yeah,
I will get on top of the advertisement and the recruiting as soon as Sunday. Sunday, I have a big black business gala going on this week, so that's keeping me busy. However, I am running into a few poets, so I am kind of
cool.
throwing the plug there. And but right now I have four people. Two of them want to be judges, so we have to work on that.
Yeah, and
And
I have one, two, probably two people.
Good.
so far. I'll keep you posted so we don't
All right.
overbook it.
And if on the day of, if you all find that you need some producing help, I am here. So
You are the
I
best.
will.
You already know you're a producer. I don't know why you're asking on the day of.
Listen,
But, I
We
mean, there's
already
two
know
of you.
this.
You might have everything handled.
No, we
and I can
do
just
not.
sit and watch.
No, it's not going to happen that way. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Good thing I volunteered then, huh?
yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You guys.
So
this
yeah,
is,
maybe we'll get May to enter. I'm keeping my
this is my
fingers crossed.
it's my first moments home, and I rush to listen to I'm right. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank
get
you.
off the stage, and I try to make this my routine every Wednesday night. If I'm home early enough, I get to see Jill, then you, Tony, and actually Stefan. So it works
Cool.
out great. Dave and Sam, I always try to get to their show, but sometimes things happen, So,
Yeah,
but
which is
I do listen to
directly
them on
after
the
our show. Actually,
Yep.
at 9:00
the
within the
replay.
next.
I do listen to. So
26 minutes. They should be
And we have
on.
to be
friends.
there tonight to wish them a happy anniversary
Happy
tomorrow.
anniversary!
I
Happy
will
anniversary.
follow your lead, and I will be there. All right.
All right,
Take care,
cool.
you guys.
Thanks for coming up.
Thank you, Charlie.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you.
I don't know. Billy D's is Billy D's a poet? Now I know he's had poets on his show before, but I can't remember whether Billy D's is also a poet.
For some reason, I do think I'm 99% sure that he's an excellent writer. Which genre, I'm not sure
Okay.
that he enjoys. But let's ask him. Billy, I'm gonna if you can come.
If you can
If
come
not,
up.
no pressure. But I'm gonna ask you to come to the stage as well. But Tony, keep talking while all this gets up.
So poetry is my joy, one of my joys, simple pleasure. I don't write as much as I used to, but actually, I just wrote some stuff the other day for someone else.
And
to
I
go
wrote
in
some
a
stuff the other day, and
video.
I was thrilled. And now Billy is on the stage. Welcome, Billy.
Hello, Billy.
Hello, how are you?
There's that voice. You're
Voice,
sounding good.
yes,
You're
golden
sounding
voice.
really good.
Well, thank you. That's nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
you
do you write?
No, well, I've never done poetry. There was a time when I wrote a lot of articles and a lot of other things for this one website, and that worked out pretty well. And actually, I do podcasting work for them now. That was years ago, way before podcasting was as big as it is now.
Mhm.
I have dabbled. I've written a couple short stories and some other things, but as to call myself a writer, I would probably say no. I probably don't qualify as that.
I think you do.
I think you do.
I think you do.
I think you do. The short stories you wrote, were they published?
No, I did send one. Actually, the website that I mentioned is run by a publisher, and I did have her review the short story, and she said she'd like the short story, but unfortunately, there's just not a good what's the word I'm looking for here, a way to distribute those now. People don't necessarily, unless you're part of a collection or a part of a website that features short stories. There isn't like a way to publish a short story that can get read. So it's kind of where it's at. But it was about a woman who had to come home to settle her father's estate right after his funeral, and she has to spend the night in the house that she grew up in by herself. So that's the short story. So yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to email you. I can think of several literary journals that would be appropriate
okay.
for.
Well, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, because writers write.
Yeah.
But writers write, so it doesn't matter whether you're a poet
Or
whether
they think
you're
about
published
it.
or not, or think about
Because sometimes the thought
the thought.
process is part of the process.
Yes. And
And in my case, I
Yeah.
like to revise more than anything.
yeah, and back to joy. And I'm sure when Billy D's does right, I bet you it brings him joy.
But Billy, since we have you on the
Yeah.
stage, what
Sure.
does bring you joy?
I guess you know, in the big scheme of things, I think we all enjoy our human relationships. I'm lucky to have a wife that puts up with me spending a lot of money in electronics and things like that. But I don't, in all honesty, she's very supportive, and a lot of that is because I don't do anything else. I'm not one of these guys that's out drinking or crashing motorcycles and all those other things like a lot of my friends are. So I live a pretty simple life. I don't, have a lot of crazy things that I want to do. I'm not one of these people that's, every weekend has to be, you're dangling from a cliff or going swimming in shark infested waters. I don't think you need to do those kind of things to, enjoy life. I think it comes down to the basic things. I'm lucky I have a good wife. Unfortunately, most of my family is gone now. I didn't have a good relationship with my dad's family. I've been out of touch with them for years. A lot of my mom's family, and I'm just getting to the age now where I'm, I guess, middle aged or late middle aged or whatever you want to call it. So you get to that age, and a lot of the people that you grew up with as elders and everything start dropping off. And I don't have a whole lot of people left. And I was born late in life anyway. My dad was 50, I think, when I was born, which by today's standards isn't a big thing, but he ended up getting cancer and dying when I was young. So I really didn't get to interact with him as an adult. But aside from that, I think I enjoy. I work for a nonprofit, which has been going on for a while. But over the last couple of years, I've gotten involved with some other nonprofits just as a volunteer, and a lot of times I can tie the nonprofits together with my day job. And I think that's become very fulfilling because I'm around people who are, they're invested in their mission. And what I mean by that is a lot of these people that work for these nonprofits, especially when it comes to mental health and addiction recovery and things like that, they're not there for the money. If they were there for the money with all the credentials that they have, they would be in the private sector. They'd be working for some doctor who's just treating older people and billing Medicare for everything it's worth. That's not what they're doing. They're they're in a situation where they could make more money if they wanted to, but they're there because they believe in the mission. And working for a nonprofit, there isn't a whole lot of extra money to throw around. We don't have fancy offices and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when they go home, sometimes they have a lot of failures. There's sometimes a lot of failures in recovery, but there's always that those couple that that manage to come through, and they can, and their children have a father or a mother that they wouldn't have had it not been for the work that these people do. And I got to tell you, the people that work we do social outreach as well. Some of the homeless shelters. Some of the people who work out there are really the salt of the earth because not only do they not get paid a whole lot, but they're dealing with a population a lot of times that doesn't really appreciate the fact that you're trying to help them. And a lot of times they resent the people that are trying to help them and trying to get them on the right track and everything. And here again, there's a lot of failures, but there's always somebody. We heard a story here not too long ago where one of the young ladies that came through our homeless facilities went on to get educated, and she's now becoming a doctor. And here again, that was from the support of people who are there because they want to be. So I think when I go home at night, I'm not a provider, but I work in the marketing department. But what's nice when I go home is, in the past, I've been involved with for-profit companies, and there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, I'm not an anti-capitalist. I think we need people like Henry Ford and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and all those people because they transform our society as well as the economy. But when you're in a business that's always looking ahead at the next 90 days, what are our sales? What are our sales? What are our sales? It becomes very hollow, or at least it did for me. And we're going home now, and yes, you have to be sustainable as a nonprofit. A lot of people don't understand that. Right. We need money coming in to keep the lights on and make sure people that work there can support themselves. But and that is important. But it's also important that there's people in our community that are living good lives because of the work that our people do, and I'm glad I'm in a support situation for them. I feel good about the fact that I'm doing something other than just increasing sales every 90 days. So I think that's given me a lot of fulfillment over the last 5 years. It's kind of and I think maybe our perspectives change as we get older. But I think that in the last 5 years, that's really come full circle for me. I'm a lot more invested in it now than I was 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Now, would you mind naming the organizations that you work
I
with?
can't. I technically I can't
Okay.
publicly when I talk about them unless I get approval. And of course,
Okay.
yeah. But it is a nonprofit, and it's not hard to. If you look me up on LinkedIn or whatever, it's in my credentials. It's not hard to find.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't speak on behalf of the company unless I get permission. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
publicly. That's the only So that's the only reason why I don't name it. It's not because I don't want to name it.
Right.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Right. Oh,
And I'm so glad that you talked about like what enables you to sleep at night, because I think many of us have had those jobs where we're so troubled by what we're asked to do or sometimes required to do that it is difficult to sleep at night. And I too have removed myself from that situation because, or that job because, you know,
Yeah.
that's it's just not where I need it to be.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know?
not
Yeah, I
where
mean, I
you
can-
found joy.
Yeah, I can tell you back in my earlier days, I mean, when I was doing sales, I mean, some of the sales guys and I would go in the stock rooms and almost get in fist fights. I mean, it was a terrible toxic environment. It was terrible. And of course, I was younger then and full of piss and vinegar and all that. But there's absolutely no way that I could live like that now. There's absolutely
Right.
no way I could live like that. So
Same. Because
Yeah.
when I first started working in TV news, it took nothing. I'm 4'11", but it took nothing for me to stand in the middle of a room and tell people why they were wrong to do what they did,
Yeah.
or what they were expecting us to do in terms of coverage. It
Yeah.
took. I didn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
So, but of course that gets you labeled and.
Oh, sure. And that's a
um,
business too. I didn't do much in TV, but I can tell you in the radio business, especially back in the day when I was much more active, and I was always behind the scenes. I was making commercials and things like that. But I can tell you that can be really backstabbing, toxic environments.
mhm.
Yeah, you don't go there. Yeah, and radio is probably even worse. Although TV isn't far behind, and forgive me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to speak about the television industry, but I can tell you from my perspective, back in the day when I was involved with radio, you had a lot of people who had a really bad combination of traits, and that is they were very what's the word I'm looking for? Stupid, for lack of a better word, and at the same time they were arrogant and
Yes,
stupidity
yes,
at the same
yes.
time.
They were in TV too, for sure.
That's not a good combination of traits to have and to be around people like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yes.
there were a couple that were just absolute jewels. It's just like anything else.
That's right.
There was always a couple exceptions that came along that helped you along the way, but they're few and far between. Now that industry has changed since I've been in it, because of the world that we live in. Radio is not the king of the hill as it once was. Although it's not dying like people think it is, but that's a whole nother conversation. You probably know that if you're still in touch with the industry. But
Yes. Yes.
TV, on the other hand, is going through some bad times.
Yeah.
You're
Yes, they
talking
are.
about you're talking about a demographic under the age of 25 that never, and I mean never, watches TV.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's unprecedented in
Yes.
in television history. Since World War II, television viewing has done nothing but go up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going, and especially local TV is
Mhm.
local news, all that type of thing, is almost zero viewers when it comes to under the age of 30.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's But anyway, I don't mean to get off the subject, but I hope I answered your questions. I do enjoy electronics as a hobby, and that hobby's been good to me. It's given me some opportunities that I wouldn't have had, so I'm grateful for that.
Tony likes
Fabulous.
electronics too.
Well, no, I used to really like
Used to?
electronics. Yeah, when I was growing up, I was the guy that
Used to?
yeah. I used to. When was the last time you saw me buy any electronics?
I never see you buy it, but then suddenly we have lights, we have microphones, we have cables, we have. I never see you buy it.
But that's because we need it.
Well, I don't say anything. I'm supportive, but I'm just saying that you really love
this
it.
product to Fireside. We need.
I'm not
this stuff.
complaining. I'm just saying
But-
you really like that.
No, we really need it. I used to be, when I was younger, when stereos were big.
Oh, yeah.
I had Stereo Review. I used to read like every article in Stereo Review, until I realized that the human ear could not hear, the levels of what this equipment could do.
Could do.
So you can look at the specs and say, oh, this has better specs than any other stereo around. But you couldn't hear the difference with your ears. It got to that point. So when it got to that point, I'm like, why? And now, people don't even know about stereo equipment or anything else to play their music because they have it in their ears, in their earbuds and all of that. But, people say, well, why do you have speakers with 15-inch woofers?
Yeah.
I said, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You're
You and I have a lot in common because I spent a lot of, and I used to sell high-end audio gear for many years.
Mhm.
The thing you said about having it in people's ears, I think that's an important and sad thing, because I'll tell you why. Back in the day when you and I were growing up, there were all kinds of musical groups all over the spectrum. I mean, they had the rock side. You had people that would
Mhm.
listen to Pink Floyd, and then of course there was all the people that really got into the Motown music, and all that stuff all of it was so well recorded, and everybody spent so much time producing those records. And when you came home, you had like a social event with your friends. You had your
Yeah.
stereo speaker set up, and maybe some different herbs of different types. I don't know, and certainly a beer and stuff like that, right? And you would listen to the music and you'd hear every nuance to it, and your equipment was showcased. There's a saying among audiophiles that we don't buy your music. We don't buy our music. We don't buy your music to listen to your music. We buy your music to listen to our equipment.
That's right.
And it was a social event, and you could, and in the case of like Marvin Gaye or somebody like that, you could have a conversation that was relevant to what was going on. But now everybody is buried in their own little world in every single way. They got their little earbuds in, and at least with stereo equipment, you could talk about different speakers have different harmonics and this and that. Everybody's phone, for the most part, sounds the same.
Sounds the same, yeah.
It's the same technology in all of them. So yeah, that's kind of an aspect of our lives that's been taken away. So.
Yeah.
There are even the parties where everybody has on a headset, but they're listening to different music.
Yeah.
No, the parties, everybody's hearing the same music. Yes.
I've heard,
so that way they can all dance together.
But I've heard of parties where they're listening to something completely different because they didn't like what everybody else was listening to.
Yeah. Because Billy, right to my right, I have a Harman Kardon.
Oh.
Right to my right here. And that's not the only system I have in the house. I have the whole house wired.
Yeah.
Hardwired.
Including the showers.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, and even outside. So
is it a vintage one, or is it a more recent one?
I don't know how.
Because like some of those
Well,
old
you
ones
know
are
what's vintage. How old is vintage?
well, you mentioned Harman Kardon. The Harman Group now is actually pretty big. But like Marantz, for example, a lot of those receivers from the 70s and 80s are getting revamped now and being resold, and
Yes.
people are getting top dollar for them.
That's right. Marantz had a lot of stuff, and back in the day, Marantz was, it was pretty good. They always had a lot of features to them. But yeah, now people want that stuff. Sanssouci used to have like some of the biggest
It was brawny stuff.
biggest receivers. They had
Yep.
receivers that had more power. You could power a whole club with it, and you can buy it right
You
off
all
the
see
shelf.
how excited Tony's gotten talking about this.
Yeah, but
Brings you joy. I know.
but I don't like if I see an old system at a yard sale or something, I'm probably going to buy it. More than likely. I have some of the old Techniques still in a box. Some of the amps, receivers still in the box that I bought in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
They're still like brand new. So anyway,
I bet
Jill's
you there's a
telling
market
me,
for those. Yeah, don't throw them out.
no, I'm not gonna sell them. Ever so often I take it out the box and hook it up.
I was going to say, look at it.
And well, the sound is so different than if you played it on anything else.
I see.
It's hard to explain. It's kind of more.
Warm is the word they often use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a warmer sound. So anyway, enough for that. this
Well, I know you got to go at 9.
Audio
So
show.
I don't want to take up your time, but thank you for having me. It's a pleasure talking to you as always.
It's always a
And,
pleasure to talk to you.
And
Thank
you for coming up.
for coming.
And please
Absolutely.
put your picture on your graphic.
Okay,
Please.
that's probably good advice. Thank you.
Please. Because I really do. I hate it when I miss one of your shows live because I would love to be in your shows live. And I've been in your shows live before, but I would like to be there more often. So I don't want to miss it. And so keep up the good work.
Because your show, Billy, always brings us joy too. When we
Yes.
do catch it.
Yeah. So cool.
Very good. That's very nice to hear. Thank you.
All right. And thanks for coming up. Okay. Is show over, Jill?
I think we should start wrapping it up because at the top of the hour, there's Dave and Sam
Dave and
with
Sam,
How Was Your
yes,
Day?
yes.
And tomorrow is their anniversary. So I'd like to
Yes. Wish them a happy
wish
anniversary.
them a happy anniversary.
So, well, I guess we'll start playing some music.
Yeah. All right.
But not like I'm a DJ. Or
No,
anything.
no.
No.
Okay.
Speaking of DJ, I still have DJ turntables, the Techniques turntables with Audio Technica cartridges. Just so you know, Billy needs nobody else cares. My son-in-law has been trying to get a hold of them. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
1200 MK2s probably. That's probably what
Yes.
they are. Yes.
Yes, and I have I have 2 left. One is the belt drive, and the other one is the direct drive.
I feel like you just started speaking
Yeah.
another language. Like what? Okay.
Well, everyone.
Well,
Sorry
this-
it went to an old electronic
That's
show.
okay. Our show is about joy, and that
Yes.
brings you joy.
Yes.
And the music, shout out to the music that you're listening to now. Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music.
Yes.
And shout out to you, audience, for being here and sharing with us. I do hope that the poets in the room will participate in the slam that's coming up on June 24th. But thank you, audience, for always supporting
Thank
us. We
you
really appreciate
so
it.
much. And as you know, we love you all.
We do. We really
mean
do.
it. We're not just saying it. We really do mean that. I try to put love out to everyone. And the more we learn how to do that, the happier we'll all be.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So we have anything else?
And
Jill?
May says, working on it.
Well, I love you, May. I love you.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye. And again, we love you all. Let's see if we can get out of the show. You know, since they updated the app, it doesn't happen.
Sometimes
too
there's
much.
an after show of
Yeah.
us just trying to end the show.